What's happening? It's your boy R. Dot back with another one. You dig? Let's get straight into it, baby. Boom. All right, Joe. I know the light is bad, but rock with me on my daily commute to work. But as I was getting ready for work this morning, I had something on my mind, right? That I wanted to speak about, that I wanted to talk about. You know why people that mess with you the most is people who can't mess with you the most, or I should say feel like they can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna break it down to you. Now, a person that goes out of their way to have to show you anything, that should tell you enough right there. You know? Because if a person was fully engulfed in the energy that they believe, then it wouldn't be no energy there. It'd be no signal, basically. Think about a person that you don't desire. You don't have any energy for them. You don't have any energy for anything that you do not desire. You dig? So, in order to give something energy, negative energy, positive energy, in order to give it energy is some type of interest there, regardless if it's interesting or disinteresting. You know what I'm saying? And by you giving it energy, you give it life. You dig? It's like how they say in marketing, there's no such thing as bad marketing, because simple fact, you're being talked about, you getting attention. You dig? So a lot of the times, man, it comes from a place of manipulation, a place of control, things like that. Because if a person can't control you, you know what I'm saying, they feel like you're useless. Instead of it being some type of mutual energy exchange for, you know, whatever. But I know this is going to kind of sound like over the top or whatever. But regardless of the fact, human beings by nature are manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know it or not, they manipulative, even if it's on a point that they believe to be true. They still try to manipulate the situation to get everybody to see the truth, if you get what I'm saying. But a lot of the times, man, people really just feel like they can't mess with you, they can't rock with you, so the only thing they can do is poke at you, is mess with you in a negative light. But that's like a thin line between both ends of the spectrum. And that's where they sitting, because of the simple fact that, okay, they can't give you the attention that they want to give you, so they have to pick at you and give you that attention. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or what else could it be? It could be just like, you know, maybe it could be a person that had an opportunity with you, but they messed the opportunity up. So now they going out of their way to show you that they don't want to rock with you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I always look at situations like that when people go over the top and you know, just do the most outlandish things to prove a point. I'll be like, nah, something ain't right about that. Especially if it's in a negative light. Like, nah, actually, you really care, bro. Because there's no way you would be trying to convince me so much and adamantly, you know, trying to convince me that you do not desire that person. No, bro, you spending too much energy, and it's coming from a place of passion, and it's coming from a place of creativity. Like, okay, nah, man, nah, you don't associate those words with disinterest. You dig? So a lot of the times, man, people that can't mess with you are people who really want to mess with you, but they done so much bull in the background to when they got to keep up with their truth. They got to keep up with the narrative that they spin. They got to keep up with the lies they told. So they have to continue with that. And me personally, honestly and truly, being the person that I am, I can't live in that energy. I'm not trying to be a person that live with regrets. And I stand on that, and I stand by that. Because I hear too many times, you know what I'm saying, people that had big dreams and had things that they really wanted, they were so passionate about, go to their beds and die without even attempting to try it, to not see where it could possibly go or what it could possibly turn into. I'm not one of those people that hope. I'm not one of those people that don't want to know. I'm not one of those people who's scared of rejection. I'm not one of those people who are, so high upon myself to I can't accept the fact that a person that I desire doesn't desire me. I'm not that so high on my high horse that I cannot try this because I don't want to be looked at as being, a failure. I'm not that person. That's not me. And the reason why I've gotten places that, that I thought I couldn't get to, and places that I thought I couldn't reach, is because I have that mind frame. I could care less, because at the end of the day, if this thing that I make happens, who's going to be laughing? Nobody's going to be laughing. Nobody's going to be talking down. Nobody's going to be doing any of those things if you make that happen. But the only way you can make that thing happen is if you step out and try and do it. Unless you step out and try and do it. There's nothing wrong with failing. There's nothing wrong with the person that you desire that doesn't desire you. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all human beings with our own preferences. You know what I'm saying? But people be having like this ego trip, and your ego is a thing to protect. Your pride is something that protects your ego. And you would think that your ego, that mechanism, is the thing that's supposed to basically help you, but your ego hurts you more than it protects you. It really does. That is why pride is a 7 deadly sin. Because it stunts your growth spiritually, physically. You know what I mean? That is why, man. That is why, and it's clearly placed in the Bible that pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. Not one of the 10 commandments. Not a command, a deadly sin. Because it kills the spirit. It kills the soul. It kills the drive. You dig? That is why pride is a 7 deadly sin. You know what I mean? So, like, the people that mess with you the most are the people who want to mess with you the most. 9 times out of 10, those people who give you that no energy, that dry energy, they're just, you know what I'm saying? It's not that they're not interested, but they're not invested in trying to manipulate you or hurt you or try to make you look bad or speak foul on your name or whatever the case may be. Those people are just like, okay, whatever. Like, if it turns into something, it turns into something, whatever it is. But they're not invested because they don't have any ill intentions. They don't have any malicious ideas that's driving them to do the things that they're doing. They're not operating from a place of pride. They're not operating from a place of arrogance or anything like that. So a lot of the times that explains, man. That explains why people who mess with you the most is people who feel they can't mess with you the most. And notice what I'm saying. Notice that I say they feel that way. They feel that way. And the only reason why they feel that way is because they didn't take the opportunity to see if that's an issue. 9 times out of 10, people that mess with you the most, man, you probably never really even had a conversation with them before. 9 times out of 10, people that go out of their way, you know what I'm saying, that mess with you the most is people that you probably caught, desiring you from on the low. So now they got to go out of their way to prove that, okay, what you said was a lie, which is a form of manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said earlier, everybody does manipulate because that's just the nature of being a human being. We do, whether it's for ill intentions or whether it's for, you know what I'm saying, for your good. We do kind of manipulate whether we know it or not. You know what I mean? Because that's just in a human being's DNA, and there's no way around that. It's just how you manipulate and the reason for your manipulation. You dig? So you gotta like kind of like be lighthearted. Really, really, really be lighthearted and not take things so serious, because the people that mess with you the most desire you the most. The people that mess with you the most want to rock with you the most. The people that mess with you the most want to understand you the most. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out of your way messing with people that you don't want to rock with. You just don't do that. that doesn't make logical sense. It just doesn't. You don't desire, you don't sit and observe things that and that you don't desire, or you know what I mean? As human beings, we're not built like that. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So never take it to heart. Never take those things to heart. Never, don't even take people serious. Like, a lot of the times they're not worth being taken serious because they don't know what they be doing. People be having too much time on their hands. And you know what they say? You know what they say about idle minds? You know what I mean? Idle minds, they talk about people. You dig? But there's only 3 reasons why somebody really hates you or really don't, you know what I'm saying? They got a problem with you like that. 1, they hate themselves. 2, they want to be you. And 3, what's the third one? I'm tripping. They can't be. It's something along those lines, man. I read it, but oh Lord, if I can remember, you know, they want to be you. They hate themselves, or they, you know what I'm saying, or they want what you have, something like that. You know what I mean? They want what they don't like themselves. They want to be you, or they want what you have, something like that. And that's a reason for somebody to be, basically intimidated. Those are reasons for people to be intimidated, because all of it none of those things reflects who you are. It reflects who they are. And all those things are something that you can't control. You see what I'm saying? You dig? Is things people hate you for things that's out of your control. You dig? But man, you know how I do, man. That was just something that was on my mind as I was getting ready for work. And, my daily commute to work. Is Friday. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday to everybody, man. I hope everybody getting it, doing what they supposed to do, putting things in order, and we're going to be very productive today, for sure. But maybe it's something that I said that was confirmation of something that you said, or maybe you know somebody that need to hear this content. But regardless of the fact, man, don't be stingy with the content. You did. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy R. Dot, over and out, baby.